So YouTube, I am super excited. Duet Night Abyss finally dropped, and within the first 24 hours, or less than 24 hours, I managed to hit trial rank 50. I got a couple of characters built up, and there is plenty and tons of questions that I'm sure many of you have, that I've also been personally asked, and I want to do my best to address all of the pretty much all of your questions. I just want to try to address everything essentially. So I'm super sorry if I'm like super shaky here. I'm running a lack of sleep due to my overwhelming grind that I put into this game because I just love this game so much. Anyways, in this video we're going to talk about character weapons, trial rank, genie mons, demon wedges, the bustling marketplace, a little bit of team building, and covert missions. Now, all of this stuff works. So if that is something that you are ever confused about and everything, or you have questions about, I know I just said that twice. I'm going to do my best to answer those questions for you. Starting with characters, weapons, and trial rank, because they go like hand to hand together. So many of you are probably new to the game, and you know that this game doesn't have an actual pity system, or there's no like banner to pull on other than the cosmetic banner, which is just simply all cosmetics here, right? So you want to get more characters, you want to have a nice little juicy roster going on for yourself, but you don't know how to get more characters. Well, you get characters from getting these things called secret clues, and what secret clues are essentially, let me go over here. Up here, this is a secret clue. And you get secret clues from completing your achievements, completing missions inside the campaign, and simply from killing enemies in the open world. When you also complete missions for the first time, you'll also get one secret letter. And as you farm, when you open up secret letters, farming like weapons and characters and stuff like that, you also have a chance to get a secret clue to pop up as a reward drop, and you can just select that if you didn't get the item that you want from the actual regular secret letter. When you have a decent amount of secret letters, you're then going to go to your shop. You're going to go to the covert commissions here. And these are all the current characters as of right now that you can just start pulling for, essentially. It takes 10 secret clues to collect one secret letter inside the game. I typically like to grab at least around 20 of a character that I know I'm going to farm. So that'll basically be the equivalent of 200 secret clues. You don't need that much depending on your RNG. I just do it just to be extra safe, to try to guarantee myself the unit that I want, right? That I'm going to farm for, essentially. Sometimes you might need a little bit more, but I usually go around 20. Now, this isn't about me, but do you. So, same thing with weapons. Weapons fall in the same category as well. You're going to go into the weapon tab here or the demon wedge tab, depending on how late game you are. If you're really, really, really high up there in trial rank like me, this is what we're going to be farming for the most part, trying to get these gold demon wedges so we can upgrade them later on using our purples. Now, once you grab the secret letter of your choosing, whether it be the character or weapon, you're then going to go into your commission. So I'm playing keyboard and mouse. So for me, I push L, and then I go to my commissions tab. I'm not sure what the button is for you, if you're playing on mobile, or if this game comes out on console later on, you're playing on console, right? So you're going to go to your covert commissions. And in covert commissions, this is where you go to open up those secret letters. Depending on which one you chose, whether it be character, weapon, or demon wedge, you're going to choose any one of these missions. And these missions rotate every, I think, 30 minutes or so. So if there's a mission here that you don't like, that takes too long or whatever the case may be, and it hinders your farming, I recommend just taking a break and go and farm something else in the meantime until a mission comes up that you actually want to go out and farm, that you can be more efficient in. Just a little heads up why we are here. One tip and trick I'm going to tell you guys right now is that termination and expulsion are basically the same exact mission. They are. But, however, expulsion is faster than termination. If you see expulsion and termination in the same tab sometimes, I highly recommend you skip termination and go expulsion. And the reason for that is simple. Is because termination, you kill 100 enemies. And when you kill 100 enemies or whatever, you have to evacuate. So you have to actually run to then go and claim your rewards. Whereas expulsion, once you kill all of the enemies, that's it. You're done. Like, there's no evacuate or anything like that to then go and claim the reward. You just kill all the enemies and done. So it's just do expulsion, right? It makes no sense that we have two versions of these. But yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there for you, make your life a little bit easier. Um, Genie Mons are something that you kind of see. It's like this little thing you see floating next to me. You guys probably got questions about how Genie Mons work and why they're so important. If you skip through the tutorial and didn't know much about Genie Mons, I'm going to explain to you right now why these things are crazy important. So Genie Mons are important to your account or your character specifically because it's going to boost your character's damage. And it also just helps you with good quality of life improvements. So for me, I like to use the miraculous Bro Boxy. You get this one pretty early on just from doing a story at the very beginning of the game. And this, in my opinion, is the best Genimon in the entire game. Mainly because, one, it has the passive skill that increases auto pickup range, which is absolutely amazing. You gain more XP from defeating enemies, which again is always a bonus, right? But the most important aspect of this, or the most important piece, is the fact that it has a chance to drop bonus loot. And this bonus loot isn't just for like enemies that you kill. You also have this chance applied to you when you complete missions. So say you're farming excavators or something like that and you're trying to get money, but you don't want to use your XP books, right? To get double the drop. Your Genimon will actually sometimes proc and give you double the drops at the end of a mission. It is insane. This is one of my favorite Genimon for that whole reason. Now, also, talking about why Genimons are also great, other than how amazing this Genimon is, right? Genimons possess this thing called traits. And traits you unlock when you get your Genimon up to a certain level, and you ascend them. So when you ascend them, you unlock these little tabs here, and you can start applying traits to them from other Genimons. I'm running an attack percent trait on my Genimon currently, and if I wanted to, I can grab this one, Gluttonous, which will also increase my auto pickup range. I personally, as of right now, do not care for that, so I'm not going to add it to this, to my Genimon trait. So this is another way for you to increase your character's damage or some kind of quality of life improvement that you want. There's all different kinds of traits out there. There's traits like increased helix speed, more XP that you gain from defeating enemies, quick crack mechanism. So like say like you don't like doing the hacking thing, which so far hacking in this game is pretty easy in my opinion, or support skill cooldowns, which is kind of nice. You can increase your max HP. So if you have like an HP scalar character, these are kind of things you want to look for and put on your Genimon to overall boost your damage essentially. So Genimons are important. So every time you see a Genimon, definitely go out there and collect them. They also increase your trial rank every time you grab a new one. Same thing with characters, weapons, and modules. So that also explains how you farm your trial rank after you complete the story. Next, we're going to talk about the bustling marketplace. And the bustling marketplace are like, you've probably been going around the open world and you've been finding like these random orbs. I'm trying to see. I don't think I'm next to one right now. I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere. I was killing a boss not too long ago. I'm going to see if I could just pull this up. I'm sorry. I don't really have much gameplay footage to showcase here because most of my VOD is cut off due to me blasting music like crazy. And there's just so much that I've done that I have to go through like 20 hours of live footage to try to find something to showcase. Anyways, the Luno Explorer. So like these little things you find in the open world, you go in the shop and you're gonna go. I'm gonna show you how I got here again. So you're gonna go in shop and you're gonna go to the bustling marketplace. And then here you're going to click on the Luno Explorer's gift. And in here, this is where like those giant orbs that you saw in the open world that you were farming and stuff like that that you collected. This is where you go to spend them to get more modules for your characters. And best of all, more like these actual modules. Sorry, I call these modules, but these are called demon wedges. Sorry. Demon wedges and modules. And the modules are great because these act as like forma. So I'm actually going to explain that. I actually didn't make a note talking about that. So this is actually kind of important. So yeah, we'll talk more about this soon. Each region you've been in have rewards for you to go and claim. I've claimed most of the stuff here. I just got to go out and go farm some more and grab the rest of these bad boys later on. But I kind of want to talk about this before I forget. These are actually kind of important, so modules are great. We're going to talk about that in the Demon Wedge section, so this might be a good segue, actually. So let's go and talk about Demon Wedges. So Demon Wedges inside this game are essentially like modules in Warframe. So for those of you who ever played Warframe, these are just mods. But if you never played Warframe or you're unfamiliar with them, think of Demon Wedges as another way of, think of like artifacts or relics inside, like, or echoes, essentially, in Wuthering Waves. So if you're coming from Wuwa, these are essentially echoes. If you're coming from Genshin, these are essentially artifacts. I just bit my tongue, and I'm so sorry. You can tell I'm tired. And you're going to slap these onto your characters, and you're going to upgrade them. So these are the main things you're going to go out and go farm in dungeons and stuff with your friends or solo, whichever you prefer, to essentially get your character up and running. Now, unlike Genshin and the other games, you kind of, it's not as straightforward as, like, hey, slap on this specific element and then boom, just do more damage, right? Now, they try to give you a rough idea of what it is you're going to build for your character. So, like, I'm using Niffle right now as an example. Niffle has her things highlighted gold. So skill range, skill damage, skill efficiency essentially is, and luminal attack is essentially what the game is trying to say, like, hey, these are the main things she's going to scale in. These are the main modules you want to go out and go farm and go find and try to increase these specific stats. Now, I'll be honest with you, it's not as important as some people think. You can get more flexible with some of these builds a little bit. Like, I am choosing to ignore skill efficiency purely for raw damage and stuff like that, because I get so much energy back anyways. And if I one hit something, do I really need efficiency if everything is dead in one hit? Right? That's just my take on things. You might have a different play style, and that's the beauty of these kind of games, or these style of games, is that you actually can create your own play style and build in a manner that feels more comfortable or tailor-made to you. And that's why I really like this style of gameplay. So now that we're talking about Demon Wedges and stuff like that, and I went on this massive tangent, as you can see here, some of these modules, or wedges, sorry, are highlighted green. And they're highlighted green because I have these things called the shifts, the modules, like these things up here, the shift module. You use the shift modules to polarize a slot to decrease its cost. And that's why these are so important, because as you start increasing your trial rank and you start increasing your character's power level and stuff, you're going to want to get more powerful modules. And these modules, they cost a lot, like a lot. Not only are they going to cost you like a lot of gold and stuff, but they're going to take up a lot of your character space. So in order to fit more on, you're going to need to actually use those shift modules. So you will be crafting these quite a bit, and you're going to be begging you had more. Especially when you start building a crap ton of characters like me. I have a lot of units already within the game. I have my Lynn, I have my Rebecca, and I'm building all these characters, as you can see. So you can only imagine how many of these things I have to craft. That's why shift modules are important. Same thing with your weapons. Weapons fall in the same category as well. I have a decent amount of weapons here, decent amount of melees, not decent amount of primaries. I lied, but same thing. So characters and weapons are gonna fall in the same boat of you need to go out and go find those shift modules and stuff like that. If you ever struggle and you don't know where to get more, you just come to the forge here. So on keyboard and mouse, you push H, you just instantly speed run to the forge, and you can go over to the materials tab. I'm pretty sure, I think it's the materials tab. The materials tab here, yes. So the materials tab is going to have the things you're going to want to craft in order to craft you some more shift modules. So you're going to need repulsive crystals and gold sands, and you're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, I'm pretty sure, and then you'll find the actual character modules you're going to need here. You can get more of these cubes and stuff later on inside the game from killing higher level enemies, as well as opening up secret letters as like a potential drop. So if you know you need more, just no worries. These things drop. They're dropped by elite enemies and commissions, and you can also get them from opening secret letters. So you'll have an overabundance of these things later on. Don't worry about like this specific gold item. But yeah, and you get a decent amount of shift modules too every time you ascend characters. So like, say like a good neat trick you can do, if there's a character you know you don't care to build right away, like say I like Margie, don't think I'm disrespecting Margie, but say like you're someone who looks at Margie like, I don't like her, she looks like a 4-star character. You can level Margie up, and whenever you level this character up and ascend them, you actually, when you get to like the next ascension, you get a free track module. You can kind of abuse that a little bit to try to get some freebies off some of these units. Same thing with weapons. You can kind of send some weapons you aren't going to be using right away or don't plan on building, to get you a nice, quick, and easy shift module and stuff like that without having to go out and go farm. So if you know you really need the extra help, that is one tip I'm going to throw out there right away. We just turned this video from a beginner's guide to a tips and trick video. Who knew? Anyways, hopefully that explains some stuff. When it comes to team building, I'm trying to touch everything and not drag this video out. Team building in this game is pretty straightforward. I think you can use essentially anyone you really want. There are going to be characters in this game as a whole that are going to synergize better with each other than others. Like, for example, characters like, let's look at Truffle and Filbert, right? If you go to Truffle and Filbert's skill, you have to unlock her passive, Peep and Peck. You have to unlock all of your supports, passive skill in order to make your AI companions actually like be more of an active support. And as you can see here, increases resolve for self and allies if 2 or more characters on the team share the same element. So her passive is pretty much more on the restrictive side than others in terms of her getting that buff, and her attribute buff is a 5% resolve boost, which is pretty nice. So characters that scale and resolve are going to be, especially of the same element, is going to be that of Psyche. So essentially she's going to be Psyche's team. You're going to want Truffle and Filbert on Psyche. And then that being said, you're going to want a character like Daphne, because Daphne has healings and crit chance. She increases crit chance for herself and her allies as well, and it's a 40% crit chance boost. I'm going to be honest, I don't know if this is a flat crit chance boost or if this is going to be multiplicative. I haven't got a chance to fully test that out yet. I just know with her I crit regardless, so I'm not going to say it's flat. I'm just going to say it's a healthy boost overall. It's a really huge boost to your crit chance. It's a good passive to unlock when you get the chance. Highly recommend you go out and go do it. If you're going to run Daphne on your team, if you have Psyche and whatnot. I almost have her. I'm getting there soon. Once I get her, it's free game, guys. I'm at 14. I can definitely get more. I'm probably going to do that after this video. But yeah, hopefully that answers everyone's questions. If you have any other questions that I might have skipped or missed, just feel free to leave a comment down below. You can also find me over on twitch.tv/renderp. I'm there like literally every day. You're going to find me up all night grinding this game and trying to pump out as much content as possible. I apologize if this video wasn't the most professional video. I don't plan on making any professional kind of videos. I just plan on just being as straightforward and real with you as possible and just talking about these things and throwing it out there and just showcasing you some stuff. I do have build videos though that I am going to be working on and showcasing on a more professional note, because I have some crazy sick builds I am ready to showcase to the world and get a lot of people excited for. So yeah, stay tuned for the builds. The builds are going to be absolutely insane. So like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.